you all for coming, and just wanted to let you know that this event is being hosted by the ACLU and the Richard Peace Education Center. If you have any questions about either organization, I'm here, and Adria Sharp is here from the Peace Center, so you can ask us anything you want. And here we have Jeffrey Mittman from the National Office of the ACLU, Washington Legislative Office. And as Deputy National Field Director, Jeff leads the day-to-day operations of the National Field Team. And prior to joining the Washington Legislative Office, Jeffrey served as the Patriot Act and post-9/11 campaign coordinator for the ACLU of Northern California, where he acted as the affiliate's main advocate for reforming the USA Patriot Act. And prior to that, he served on the affiliate board and as a chapter chair. Jeffrey was the Special Projects Manager for Equality Virginia, the state's largest LGBT advocacy organization, organizing around marriage equality and non-discrimination in Southern California. And he has volunteered on many political campaigns, including Paul Tsongas for president and Carol Bellamy for New York City mayor. He was an infantry first lieutenant in the U.S. Army and was in private law practice for several years. He graduated from the University of California Hastings College of the Law, where he served as symposium editor for the Constitutional Law Quarterly, and at Yale University he was a member of the Political Union. So, welcome, Jeff Mittman.
And really, I want to thank you for coming out tonight, because everybody's eyes are on Richmond tonight. I don't think Elizabeth could have picked a better day for us to be here, and I do appreciate your being here, because for 6 years, certainly, we've had an administration that has taken the idea of what it means to be an American and completely stomped all over it. And it's been difficult to get people to do something. We saw around the Patriot Act there was some concern, and we certainly saw a shift in attitudes. But in October of 2006, just before the last elections, this Congress did something which is really unprecedented. We had the decision in the Korematsu case back in the 1940s, where we took away the rights of people who are living in the United States, and it was somewhat limited. What this Congress did in October 2006 was even worse. It basically took the Constitution and said, we're going to ignore not only 200 years of American history, but we're going to ignore over 700 years of the idea of government of the people, of the idea of checks and balances, of the idea of limiting the power of tyrants. And we're going to go back to the old way, where there's a king, where there's one ruler, where there's a decider who decides. And politicians, unfortunately, sometimes do the right thing, but sometimes they will only do the right thing when they're forced to do it. And without your being here, I'm afraid that our politicians might not do that. And we'll talk a little bit later about some of the legislation that's up. And in fact, both of the Virginia senators and all but one member of the House of Representatives elected from Virginia have failed to sign on to